lado da casa do Lobo de Wall Street, em Hermosa Beach, Califórnia. Tem que descer esse teto aqui para estacionar direitinho. Nem sei como é que se faz. Ah, agora sim. Vai ter o botão certo. Peguei minhas paradas aqui, tô com o tripé, tô com a porra toda aqui. A gente vai entrevistar o Lobo de Wall Street. Sell me this pen. Sell me this pen.
Sell me this fucking pen right here. You can sell anything, sell that. Go ahead.
Hey, sell me this pen. Sell me this pen. Tamo junto, rapaziada. Vem comigo.
Tell me, what's the most interesting thing about you?
Teach people how to make money without a boss from anywhere in the world and have a lifestyle like mine. And that's why my Instagram is like, oh, me in California, me in Russia, me in Spain. Like you say, fuck you to your boss and you start making money online. And I showed him like 120 different ways for you to make money. Choose one and quit your job and like have a life like me.
That you made a statement that I think most people agree with, that looking at everyone's artificially pumped up happiness on Instagram can be very toxic to someone's emotional state.
Yes.
Right? Because you think that, you know, the grass is greener. That's a pretty basic way of saying what I think a lot of people feel inside, right? So when you post stuff, you don't post the whole smiling, everything's perfect. You actually post, you know, educational-based content of how the culture is, what the politics are, things that might interest people, and they can grow from it. Is that what you try to do?
Yes, but there's a catch, right?
With hot chicks in the background, no.
Yes. So here's the deal. 14, 15, 16, that's what I was like trying to catch people, followers, and like people, readers, through good content, through business content, through geopolitics, cultural content.
Sure.
Last year, I started adding the girl element and the money element. And like doing like publicity stunt element. For example, last week I was in Pamplona running with the Bulls.
Right.
So this way, if I post a print screen of my bank account, people share with each other.
Yeah.
If I post a picture with a very hot Russian girl, people will share it with each other because, wow, I want to have the life this black guy has. In Brazil, like black people are poor people. And they're like, wow, he's like me. So like they share, like, I want to be like that guy. Basically, my dad is a 6'7" big black guy who's like very disciplined. He was in an Air Force in Brazil.
Okay.
So he's also saying like, in Brazil, if you're black, you have to be 2 times better.
Why would black people not be trying to strive to kind of lift themselves up and to, you know, through entrepreneurship? Is it not allowed? Is there something going on that doesn't allow it to happen?
It's more of a mentality. Like in Brazil, you're successful if you get a government job.
Okay.
Not when you like, because the country's laws are not very friendly for entrepreneurs.
Okay.
It protects more of the worker side than the business side. You're down.
So in Brazil right now, what's happening is, so do the whites live better than the blacks?
Hell yeah. Much like the difference between the whites and the blacks is much wider in Brazil than in America. You see the slums?
Yeah.
Full black.
So why don't you do something to change that? Or you don't give a shit?
That's exactly what I'm doing. I write books. I interview successful people on my podcast. My mission is changing that.
I'd be happy to do any charity work there. I think that's fucked up and that should be changed. So what do you do? What's the strategy to really lift people up there? Because that's just not right.
And I touch where those people, they want to make money. They want to travel the world.
Sure.
And they want to fuck girls.
Got it.
And those are the 3 things I show.
And those are neither of those things are bad.
No, right. But like,
we should all fire.
Think of fishing. I was before with good content about countries and culture and politics. I was fishing with a rod. Now with girls, money, and traveling, I fish with a net, and then I bring them to the good. And in the meantime, it was during the World Cup last year in Russia, and all of a sudden I got famous on Instagram. All of a sudden.
And what was it? Was it something you did?
I did a publicity stunt.
Which was?
In Russia.
Which was?
I exchanged a jersey with a Russian guy, and I put a subtitle, basically, end of the World Cup, time to exchange my fake Brazil jersey that I bought for $10 in the market in Rio for an official Adidas Russia. Look at this asshole's face. The guy was very happy. And I exchanged my Brazil shirt with his Russian shirt.
People in Brazil love that.
people in Brazil, they're like, you are a bad example of Brazilian. That's why our country's fucked up. However, my shirt was real, was official. But that picture went viral. Because of that one picture, the haters of Brazil, they're like, this guy is a shame to our country. And like the big influencers, they were like shitting on me. And like 4 days later, I said, guys, this is a real shirt. This is the receipt. And you guys fell for it. You're horrible people, not me. So, and then, and what do I do nowadays? I get in publicity stunt like that. I get a lot of haters to my profile. And I turn those haters into clients. Right. So like, that's one thing I learned in the US. Arrogance is good, right? I call it positive arrogance because like, I'm the fucking man. If I say that in Brazil, people are gonna shoot me, right? No? Yeah. But like, and I learned from the blacks, like me looking at those role models, all the American blacks, they were like arrogant as fuck. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Barack Obama. He was like, yeah. But like,
arrogance, not quite. It's
self-confidence.
Cocky, confidence slash cocky.
That's why I call it positive arrogance.
Yeah, confident more than cocky, sometimes cocky, right?
Right.
And it depends on which person you're talking to. But I guess my question is, is there like, I guess when it comes to like lifting people up, you got to be realistic, right? So there's different segments. There's the people who are living in these slums, right? Where you said AK-47, right? Can a kid with no means, can he dig his way out? Or is he stuck? Can he dig himself?
So like, no matter how bad your life is, there's always something to be grateful for. So like, out of the 90 habits, out of 90 hacks of my book, the number one is gratitude.
Okay.
Right? How can they get out of that? Number two, for me, one of the most important is reading books, audiobooks. All right, I'm like kind of ADHD, so like I never really got. I can't read a book like that till this day, and I read more than 1,000 books in my life. Okay, what's my exit? Audiobooks. I read The Wolf of Wall Street in 2008 as an audible audiobook.
Got it.
Right. And that's much better for me because sometimes it's the author's voice. Right. And when it's not an author's voice, it's an actor who does it very well. Yeah. So like basically nowadays I walk 10 kilometers per day. That's like 6 miles, 7 miles. Yeah. Listening to audiobooks. And I shifted to podcasts. So like, and the third thing for these kids is like learning English. In my opinion is like, and that's where I made all my money. I teach people how to make money online.
How? Online.
Yeah.
So let's now we'll get into it. So in other words, is it fair to say that because of the ability to leverage where you are doesn't matter, your location doesn't matter. So theoretically, a kid who is in the projects in the worst part of Brazil, he could have a website and some sort of Shopify.
There we go. There we go. Okay. Exactly. Learn how to buy traffic.
Information, marketing.
Exactly.
Facebook advertising.
SEO, AdSense. Like I teach people how to make money online with nothing. But like, it came to a point in my life that like, well, I was a best-selling author, but the book market of Brazil is very small because people don't read, right? And I was looking at the neighbor's green grass. I went to an Ivy League school, and all my Ivy League friends, they were making good money. At least your $200,000 a year, right? So like, I kind of felt from my family that like they were very disappointed in me, right? And they were pushing me to do those government jobs. Oh, you gotta do a test, get a government job, getting paid $2,000 or $3,000 a month. And like, I was like, no. So like, I was in depression for like about 1.5 years, 2 years. And then I was like, you know what? I want to get out of this. And what I did, I started traveling. Basically, I took the money I had some money, took the money I have, and I started, like, for me, the 5 keys to like overcome depression were: 1, seeing new things; 2, changing the environment. Because like I was at home, like seeing the same things every day, seeing the same people, change the environment. 3, I did therapy. 4, I had a lot of sex. Had a lot of sex in Europe. Okay. Oh yeah, thank God.
Nothing wrong with that.
And 5, I stopped looking at other people's Instagram. The people who are like my fanboys, they don't give me money. The haters, the people who start as haters, and they see that I'm intellectual, I'm Ivy League, and they can actually learn from me, they become clients much faster than the fanboys. And that's why I do everything to get haters. So I'm always playing against Instagram like that, because like most of my costs, I have like what? 6 employees. Most of my costs are like marketing budget for Instagram and Facebook. So if I do publicity stunts like that, I minimize my costs. And my LTV, it's CAC, CAC, and LTV.
You're awesome.
Let's keep in touch.
You have a lot of good stuff to offer your people.
Thanks, brother. So, thanks for having me here. I came all the way from Russia to your show. So, like,